Hello everyone. So this is the summary of the poem Lady of Shalott, Part 4 by Alfred Lord Tennyson. So this is the text of the poem. In the stormy east winds straining, the pale yellow woods were waning, the broad stream in his banks complaining, heavily the low sky raining, over towered Camelot, down she came and found a boat beneath a willow left afloat, and round about the prow she wrote, the Lady of Shalott. So when this part opens, we get to know that nature also becomes dark and gloomy when this curse falls upon the Lady of Shalott. The stormy east wind starts blowing and pale yellow trees start shedding their leaves. The river also starts making loud sound. So then Lady of Shalott comes out of her tower and finds a boat tied under a willow tree. She writes her name on the front side of this boat. Come to the next lines. And down the river's dim expanse, like some bold seer in a trance, seeing all his own mischance, with a glassy countenance, did she look to Camelot, and at the closing of the day she loosed the chains, and down the she lay. The broad stream bore her far away, the Lady of Shalott. So in these lines, poet says that Lady of Shalott sits on her boat, and here Lady of Shalott is compared to a prophet who can see his future and knows that a misfortune would fall upon him. So this lady is looking towards the city of Camelot with a fixed expression on her face. So when night falls, she loosens the chains of the boat, which starts floating with the flow of the river. Come to the next lines. Lying robed in a snowy white that loosely flew to left and right, the leaves upon her falling light through the noises of the night, she floated down to Camelot, and as the boat had wound along the willowy hills and fields among, they heard her singing her last song, the Lady of Shalott. So in these lines, poet says that this lady is dressed in a white gown which is fluttering with the blow of the wind. Leaves of the trees are also falling over her. She is floating towards the city of Camelot amid the sounds of the night. So when her boat is passing through the hills and fields, people hear her singing her last song. Heard a carol mournful, holy, chanted loudly, chanted lowly, till her blood was frozen slowly and her eyes were darkened wholly, turned to towered Camelot, for as she reached upon the tide, the first house by the waterside, singing in her song she died, the Lady of Shalott. So in these lines, poet says that people hear a sad and mournful song in low and loud voice sung by the Lady of Shalott. So when this lady's blood becomes cold and her eyes turn dark, but still fixed upon the towers of the Camelot city. So here Lady of Shalott dies before the boat reaches to the edge of the city of Camelot. She has died singing her song. Under tower and balcony, by garden wall and gallery, a gleaming shape she floated by, dead pale between houses high, silent into Camelot. Out upon the wharfs they came, knight and burgher, lord and dame, and round the prow they read her name, the Lady of Shalott. So in these lines, poet says that the Lady of Shalott finally reaches to the city of Camelot. She passes by the side of the towers, gardens, and houses of the town. She floats silently with a shining pale body. The knights, townspeople, lord and ladies come out to see her and read her name at the front side of the boat. Come to the next lines. Who is this and what is here? And in the lighted palace near died the sound of royal cheer, and they crossed themselves for fear. All the knights at Camelot, but Lancelot mused a little space. He said, she has lovely face, God in his mercy lend her grace, the Lady of Shalott. So in these lines, we see that the people are inquiring with each other to know about the identity of this woman who is lying dead in her boat. So they are asking questions like who is she and what's going on. So King Arthur and his knights and their party at the royal palace, when they get to know about the death of the Lady of Shalott, so they make the sign of crows out of fear. So after that, Sir Lancelot comes near to the boat and looks at the lady in wonder. So the knight admires the beauty of her face and prays to God to be merciful to her, and here the poem ends.